Okay, today we are going to discuss about S3. So S3 means simple storage service. So it is a storage service providing by AWS. Okay, so Amazon's simple storage service is a storage for the internet. Okay, so you can use Amazon S3 to store and retrieve the any amount of data from anywhere at a time and anywhere. So you can accomplish these tasks using the AWS Management Console. So once you log into the AWS Management Console, we can see this S3 service. We have to go to the S3 service. There we have to create a buckets. So before starting Amazon S3. So we have to know some terminology. One is the bucket, objects, and some permissions. So bucket is a one storage like you can think about one hard drive. Okay, so bucket, we have to create a bucket if you want to store data in a S3. So in that S3, whatever data you are storing, it is considered as a object. So let's say you are uploading one image file to a bucket. So it will take that image as a one object. Okay, so whatever data you are uploading, that is a object, and where you are uploading the storage space, that is a bucket. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so let me take you to S3 Management Console. So I have logged into my AWS Management Console. So next, on the top, we can see the services. Click on the services and go to storage and content delivery. So here we have a S3. So Amazon Simple Storage service can be used to store and retrieve any amount of data. Okay, you can click on this. So currently one bucket is there. Previously we have used the AWS code pipeline. So at that time it is created one bucket with that code pipeline, and it is storing the data in this. Okay, so now I am going to create a new bucket. So here it is showing the global region, but when you are creating a bucket, so we have to select the region also. So on which region you want to create a bucket, so it will ask you the region. So let me create a new bucket. Click on create bucket. So S3 demo, and here you can select the region, so where you want to create a region. And so you can select any one of the region, Mumbai or Tokyo, Singapore, whichever location is near to your server. So better to create bucket on that specific region. Okay, so your standard. Okay, I am creating a bucket in Singapore. So it is very near to our location. So I am creating the bucket in a Singapore region. Okay, so if you want to enable logging on your bucket, enable logging means whenever any event is triggered on your bucket, so you want to log those events in a log files. Okay, so we can enable the logging. It means suppose you have uploaded one image or some data to your bucket. So you want to track that when it was uploaded and what happened. So if you want to see the logs, we can set up the logging here. Okay, set up logging. So enabled. So here we have to select the bucket name. So S3 demo is the bucket name, and this is the prefix target. In the logs directory it will create the log file and then create. So it is not allowing to create the bucket name. So if you go back, it will show you the exact error. So click on create. So the requested bucket name is not available. The bucket namespace is shared by all users of the system. Please select a different name and try again. So this name is using some other person. Okay, so this bucket name is unique for all AWS accounts. So we have to give a unique name when you are creating a bucket. So let's say I am giving Sri S3 demo. Okay, okay, so it is not allowing the upper characters in the bucket name. Okay, you can put like this. Okay, and then create. Oh, sorry, select the target and then create it. So new bucket is created successfully. So if you click on this bucket, so there are no content in this bucket. So if you want to create a folders in this bucket, so we can create a new folders here. Okay, so you can create in the actions also. We will have a create folder and upload actions. Okay, and download option, make public, rename, delete, initiate, restore, cut, copy, paste properties. All these are there in the actions. So if you want to create a new folder, we can create a folder here, or if you want to directly upload your data to this bucket, we can directly click on this upload. Okay, let me create a new folder. uh, Here I am putting docs folder. Okay, docs folder is created. So currently I am in the docs folder. So now we can upload the files to this docs folder. So you can click on this add files button to select multiple files, or you can drag files to here, this drag and drop files and folders to upload here. So we can use any one of this option. Okay, how much size you can upload? Till 5 TB you can upload. So upload files up to 5 TB each to Amazon S3. So click add files. You can also drag and drop files and folders to this area. Okay, so once you upload it, if you want to remove anything, you can select them and remove selected files. Okay, so let me upload some data. So I am uploading these docs. Okay, you can directly drag and drop here. Okay, so total size is 2.9 MB. So number of files is 145. So these are the files uploading here. So if you want to remove any file, you can directly click on close button. Okay, so these are the files I am going to upload to my bucket and docs folder. Okay, and then click on start upload. So here you can see the upload status, how much size it is uploaded to your bucket. We can see here how much percentage it is completed. We can see here. Okay, if you want to clear this status screen, so once this is finished, you can check this checkbox, automatically clear finished transfers. Okay, if you are not check this, every time it will show these statuses here. Is it clear? Any doubts?
Creation of blocks and uploading files into it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we are clear.
Okay. We can store data till 5 TB. Okay, in a bucket. Okay, so this is done. So you see these all files are uploaded to docs folder. So I have created a docs folder and I have uploaded all the content to this docs folder. Okay, if you want to delete any of the files, you can select the files and click on actions, delete it. Or if you want to move to different bucket, also we can create. Let me create another bucket. Click on all buckets and create a new bucket. So demo 1, and the region I am selecting Singapore and set up a login. Create. Okay, so this is the empty bucket. So I want to move the content from Sri S3 demo to Sri S3 demo 1. So I want to copy whatever content is there in this docs folder. I want to directly copy there. So you can, let's say you can right click on this file. So if you want to copy, you can click on copy, or if you want to directly remove from here, cut and paste in the another bucket. Okay, or you want to rename, you can rename here, and if you want to delete the file, you can delete this file. Okay, and if you want to download this file, you can download it from here. So if you want to open the file, so you can directly open from here. So it is pop-up locker. See, the file is open. So these are the actions available on a selected file in the bucket. Okay, so on the properties also we can see what are the properties are there in this file. So this is the bucket name and the folder name is docs and the file name is this one, and this is the link to access that particular file, and the file size is this one, and last modified this, and owner owner for this file, and this is the unique tag for this file, and expiry date is none, and expiration rule is none. So we can configure the expiration rules. So let's say I want to delete this file after 7 days or 10 days or 1 month or 1 year. So we can configure those kind of rules also. Okay, we can see the details. So this is a storage class, it is a standard. Okay, and if you want to encrypt the file on the server side, we can use the AES encryption. For this we need the keys. So Amazon services are using encryption keys to encrypt the data. Okay, so we will go more depth on this later on the encryption part. So on the permissions, so if you want to give permissions if you want to give read access to particular person on this file, we can give the permissions. You can add more permissions, and you can add the grantee name here. So how you want to give the permissions? Everyone or any authenticated AWS user. So if you give this, so anyone who is having the uh, logged into the AWS account, they can log in to they can access this file. Okay, so log delivery and me, and this is the user. So you can specify the user names here. Okay, so if you don't want, and you can select the permissions here: open or download, and view permissions or edit permissions. So we can give the permissions to a particular user. Okay, so delete this and then save it. And next one is metadata. What type of content it is? It is a text or a plain. So if I select different file, so if I select this file, so if you see, this is the text or HTML. If I select this text file, a text or plain, so the uh, content of file also it is changing here. Okay, and let me copy this file. So instead of directly uploading file to different bucket, so we can directly copy that file and go to the bucket, another bucket, and you can right click here, directly paste. Okay, this file is created here. So like this we can move the data from one bucket to another bucket. Okay, so okay, so we can delete, can select that one, right click. Okay, select this file and right click on this file, delete. So we can delete the file from the bucket. So like this we can upload files to bucket, and we can delete the files. So let's say if you want to rename the file, let me copy it, htdemo docs. I'm copying these three files, copy, go to buckets, so I'm pasting here. Okay, here three files are copied here. So I want to rename this file. Okay, so it is renamed to test. Okay, previously build test, so now it is renamed to test. Like this we can rename the files in the bucket without downloading and renaming and uploading to again to the bucket. So we can directly rename the file in the bucket itself. Okay, so let me copy this file to another bucket. So I would not want to keep this file in this bucket. Okay, let me cut this file, cut, and go to another bucket and paste here. Okay, so I have copied this, I have, so let me go to this s3 demo one. So here you can see that file is not here because we have deleted, we cut and paste, we used the cut option, so it is deleted from here and it is pasted in the another bucket. Okay, so like this we can use these operations. If you want to download this file, you can click on actions, download. Okay, so please right click the download link below and choose save link as. Okay, so this is the text file, so that's why it is can save as. So if you see here, test.txt file is created on my desktop. Okay, so like this we can upload files and we can download the files from the S3 bucket. Okay, let me delete this file. So let's say if I select this, okay, select the bucket, and in the top right corner there is a label properties. You can click on the properties. So there are a lot of options available here. One is, okay, this is the bucket name and the region is Singapore and the current day, creation date and owner. Okay, and next, permissions. So if you want to give permissions, you can give the permissions here. Okay, so how see this log delivery. So this user have upload, delete and view permissions. There is this user cannot list and edit the permissions. Okay, so like this we can add users and we can give a permissions. So if you want to add a bucket policy, we can add a policy here. So here policy generator is there and we can use the sample policies, or you can directly write the policies here. Okay, so if you want to use policy generator, we can use the policy generator and we can generate a new policy. So what type of policy? Select a type of policy you want to. IAM policy, SQS policy, S3 bucket policy. So S3 bucket policy. So add statements. So a statement is formal description. So allow effect. So allow or deny. How you want to give permissions. So allow principal. So here we have to give. Suppose if you want to give permissions to a group or a users, IAM users, uh, we have to give the ARN of that user with the comma separated. So those users can access these buckets. So let me close it. Let me click on this. So in the IAM users, I think, okay, I am giving this is the user ARN. So let me copy this and go to principal. No action selected. You must select at least one action. Where is the action? Okay, yeah, comma, and click on users. So I'm selecting another user. Okay, so I have given two users here, and service, AWS service is Amazon, or if you want to give all services, you can check this, but it is not enabled because we have selected S3 bucket policy here, so it is disabled. So select policy, what kind of actions you want to enable. So these two users delete object. I am giving for now. I am giving only the delete object. Okay, and Amazon resource name. So ARM should follow the following format: bucket name and key name. So we should give the name of the properties. You can see that here and properties. So we can give here an AWS S3 column from bucket name, comma key name. Use comma separated multiple values. It should automatically populate here. ARN colon AWS colon S3 colon, and the bucket name is 3S3 demo slash key name. What is the key name here? Bucket name this one, and let me give the docs. Okay, add statement. So these are the principles I have added: allow effect, and the action is delete, and actions, and the condition. If you want to add any condition, you can add condition here. ARN equals or ARN not equals. So you can put a condition here. So I am not adding any condition here, and you can click on the generate policy. So this is the policy. Okay, and you can copy this policy and go to permissions, add bucket policy, paste here. Okay, like this we have to, or if you want to use the sample policies, you can click on the sample policies. So here we can see the sample policies. So not this one. You see here it is generating the version and statement and action, put object, or this principles. See here principal is star means anyone can access. So if we select the everyone, it will take as a star wildcard entries. So instead of star we use two users, so those two users can access the bucket, and they can, these two users only delete the file. Okay, so see here, this is the policy ID and the version and the statement. This is the SID, and the action is S3 colon. A delete object is the action and the effect is allow. So if you want to deny also, we can put a deny here. So this is the resource ARN AWS S3, and Sri S3 demo is the bucket name, and this is the docs folder. So if you want to access all the folders, we can put a star here. Okay, and then save. So it is validated and it is saved. So you can edit the bucket policy at any time. Okay, so okay, let me open a new window, aws.amazon.com. Sorry, my account management console. So sorry, you have to, this is the login link for IAM users. So let me copy this link. Okay, okay, this user logged in, and storage S3. We don't have permissions to use the Amazon S3 console. If you need assistance, contact system administrator. Let me IAM users permissions. So this user have AWS code commit full access. Let me check the groups. Okay. Let me edit the group and leads group and the permissions. So I'm adding another policy, attaching another policy, that is S3 read access, S3 read only access. So attach policy. So you can go here and refresh. Okay, this user able to see the buckets here. So you can click on this. So it is showing the docs. So this user can, delete the file. So click on this, select this, and the delete it. So this, There were errors deleting the following objects from S3. Operation failed. Let me go back here. Click on properties, permissions, edit bucket policy. So this user effect allow to delete object permission is there for this user. Then this user can delete the file. Oh, maybe let me change the policy here. Permissions and edit bucket policy docs/stop and then save. Don't have permissions to view this bucket. Docs/stop. Close. Edit policy /stop and then save it. So it is saved, and go back to user. Okay, and then select the docs and select the building.txt and then delete. So this is deleted. Is it clear? Previously we have given access on docs folder. Now we have given full permissions on the docs folder. Whatever content is there in the docs folder, we have given permissions to delete on the docs folder. Is it clear? So now this was deleted from this docs folder. Okay, so like this we can add policies and we can give a permissions to particular user using this attach policy. Okay, or otherwise you can create a groups, and to that group also we can give the permissions. Okay, instead of adding the bucket policy here, we can add roles to, we can attach policies to groups, so that also works. Okay, so next one is, so this one is the permissions. So basically this one is the add cross, this is the cross origin resource sharing. So if you want to share the resource to access to other AWS account users, we can allow them. So allowed origin star means from any origin we can access this bucket if you put this star. Okay, and allowed method get, so they can fetch only. So allowed method, there are 4 or 5 method types are there: get, put, post, those kind of things. Okay, if you want to see the sample configuration, you can see here. See here, see, put, post, delete, get. These are the allowed method types. So if you want to see the complete list, this is the complete list: get, put, post, delete, head. Okay, these are the method types allowed. And allowed header element is, so we can access control request headers, we can specify them. So like this, so from which region you want to allow these headers. Basically whenever you are using these S3 APIs through JavaScript, then we have to use this we have to include these allow headers. Okay. Okay. Okay, and next one is static website hosting. Suppose if you want to host a static website in Amazon S3, so we can enable hosting for this bucket. So once you create the bucket, it is a normal file system storage. Okay, so if you want to host a website, so if you access any a normal bucket, it will list the files. So if you enable the hosting, website hosting on your bucket, it will execute the content. It means if you store the HTML files, it will show you in a web based view. Okay, so let me configure this. So this is the, once you enable the static website hosting, this is the URL to access your website. Okay, so currently no such website configuration. Okay, it is showing. Okay, let me enable the website hosting. Okay, so here it is asking the index root. So index root is, I think, index.html. Index.html is there. It is /index.html. Okay, so let me go back. Properties, static website hosting. Do not enable website hosting is selected by default. So I am enabling the website hosting. So here I am giving the docs/index.html. Okay, and then save it. So index documents suffix is not well formed. Okay, now it is validated. Okay, now we can reload this window. So 403 forbidden. So it is requested, host ID is this one. Okay, let me copy this file outside. Copy, go to here and paste. Okay, and go to properties, index.html, and then save it. Refresh here. Access is denied. Okay, save it. So if you are getting these kind of errors, you can see the, so this is not required. in the AWS documentation, we will have a troubleshoot guide, troubleshooting. Let me check this. 403, it is a access denied. It is access denied. Any permissions? Make public. You sure want to make public. Let me check once. Okay, so this policy is required. We have to attach this policy. The following sample bucket policy grants everyone access to the objects in the specified folder. So, so actually we have given access. We have attached another policy to this one. Endpoint. So, okay, we have to attach this policy. So previously we have attached another policy, right? So we have to edit that policy. So click on this, properties, permissions. So edit the bucket policy. So here it is allowing only these two users to access this bucket. So we have to remove this one and we have to update with the new one. Okay, let me go to here and paste this one and then save it. Example bucket. So here we have to change S3 demo. Okay, so I am giving all whatever folders and files, all folders and files, I am giving the permissions on this bucket and let's save it. So it is validated the policy and it is saved. Okay, now go to browser and refresh here. 404. Okay, let me static website hosting docs/index.html. Docs/index.html is there. Save it. Okay, now it is working fine. So this is the exact URL docs/ and let me refresh this one. Okay.
You are based at the outside.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Only
based outside. But that index.html is also there in the docs folder, I think. I just copied from here. See here, index.html is there. Okay, let me select all this and copy, go to and paste here. Okay, so all the content is copied to outside the docs. Okay, so let me go to properties, remove this and save it. Okay, and go to next tab and refresh here. So this is the, I have stored my Apache Tomcat documentation here. You can work on here. So it is okay. So like this we can post some sample static website. Okay, and if you want to redirect all your requests to another hostname, suppose today you are using the domain name example.com. So after you change your domain name, so like example one.com, so you want to redirect whatever request coming to the example.com, you want to redirect to the example one.com. So here we have to configure this one, redirect all requests to another host name. Okay, so redirect all requests to example.com. For this you need two buckets. In one bucket you can put the uh, uh, on two buckets you have to enable the website hosting, and one bucket, in the first bucket you can configure this redirect all requests to another host name, and another bucket you can just enable website hosting. Okay, so whatever requests coming to this example.com, the all requests will send to the example1.com. Okay, so like this we can host static websites in Amazon S3, and another one is logging. So here you can see the log files. Okay, you can enable logging. So while creating the bucket only we can enable. Okay, we have already enabled these logs, so we can see the complete information about logging. You can see here. So by default logging is disabled. Okay, to enable access logs you must do the following steps. We have to go to the logging area, and there we have to enable the logging for this bucket. The log files will create look like this with the date. Okay, so you can delete the log files. You can see the related topics here. See, this log delivery is the another grantee permissions we have given. So upload, edit, and view permissions for this log delivery. Okay, so to enable we have while creating the bucket itself we have used these options to enable the logging on our bucket. Okay, to disable the login, very simple, you can directly disable that option. So in the, if you go to here, you can directly uncheck this checkbox. and let me go back here. Okay, and the next one is events. So in the previous session also we have created a SNS service. So here also we can create a SNS. So what type of events you want to capture? So you want to object creation, you can put a multiple here. So event name, event notification name we can give here. This is enter a descriptive name for this configuration. If left blank, GID will be generated for this name. Okay, so we can give the S S3 email notification. Okay, and the prefix. So if any images are uploaded or modified on a specific folder, you can give the prefix, or if you are not giving any prefix, it will automatically take all the files. So if you see the enter optional prefix to limit notifications object. Suppose if you are not putting the prefix, whatever change happened in any directory, it will send the notification. Okay, and the suffix also. Suppose if you are uploaded only JPEG files, so then you can upload the then only it will send the notification. So here you can select the SNS topic or SQS or Lambda functions, any one of the things you can configure. Okay, so if you create this, so SNS topic, so this is the SNS topic URL. We have to copy from the SNS service. So by default it should populate here. Okay, let me go to SNS. So if you don't, in the previous session I have shown you how to create a topic in SNS. So you can create a topic here, and let me create a new topic, that is S3 event. Okay, and the display name also S3 event. Okay, and create topic. Okay, so I have created a topic. This is the my ARN for my SNS. So go to S3. So paste your SNS topic here, and then save it. The bucket and bucket destination service need to be in same region. Okay, so our bucket in Singapore region and our SNS service in Virginia region. Okay, so let me delete topics. Okay, I'm deleting this topic. Let me change to Singapore region. Okay, create a new topic, S3 event. Okay, then create topic. Okay, if you go to the S3, so now you no need to I think it should automatically populate. Okay, so now click on save. The bucket and bucket destination service need to be